Hello gang and welcome to Displaying Model Behaviour. It's time for the only news that matters, and that's good news. We have our first San Diego Comic-Con exclusive set for the year. At least it's the first one that I've seen announced, and it's G.I. Joe classified Cold Slither Band. Now, I've not seen this episode, but I know that this is the Dreadnoks who are posing as a hair metal band for some crazy Cobra scheme. And all that I'm hearing from a lot of people is, this is some wish fulfillment right here for a lot of G.I. Joe collectors. So I'm happy that you're happy. That's really great. The pictures, they're just renders, but they look super fun. The actual original Dreadnought designs are awesome. The action figures we have of them in their normal Mad Max type gear are wicked. So tweaking and changing them for this crazy Cold Slither metal band, it's gonna look great. It's probably going to be expensive. Of course, we don't have a price for it yet, but look at that. 4 figures, that's going to be about $25 each, plus the drum sets, the guitars. I'm guessing like about $150, give or take. That's not me trying to manifest high prices, but I'm just putting all the little pieces together, and that's the number I'm thinking. If it comes in under that, I'm going to be happy for everyone who wants it. But hey, for you hardcore G.I. Joe fans, regardless of the price, I think it's going to be difficult to resist this one. Gang, it's time to take a quick pause for the cause and tell you about this channel's sponsor, Legendsverse. As I'm sure you know by now, Legendsverse is the one-stop shop for all of your action figure collecting and correlating needs. Whether you collect Marvel Legends, DC Multiverse, Mafex, Mezco, Four Horsemen, WWE, Transformers, or a whole bunch of other lines, you can keep track of your entire display by using Legendsverse. Not only that, but you can mark down what you've pre-ordered, where you've ordered it from, whether or not you've paid for it. Also, there's a whole bunch of user-submitted content as well. They're building up a really fun kind of community. So you get all these different groups that people put together. So if you want to know who you would need for an astonishing X-Men team, boom, you can look that up. Or an Incredible Hulk display, or a Justice League display. There's so many different ways that you can maximize your collecting by going through Legendsverse. That's why I'm happy to have them as a sponsor of this show. So gang, if you haven't already, go check out Legendsverse, tell them that Model Behaviour sent you, and that won't really mean much of much. But nonetheless, it'll be worth it for you because it's the best place to go for all of your action figure needs. Ramen Toys are upping the value with their MUSK diorama set. So not only is it available for pre-order right now, but they've said, you know what? If you want to get the Super MUSK, we're going to throw in an extra wall as well. We're going to throw in a 4th wall. They're going to not break the 4th wall, but instead they're going to give it to you. So that if you want to, you can have the Super MUSK separated into 2 separate parts. Why do I keep mentioning this thing? I'll tell you why. Because I just really want it to do well, because if it does, then we're going to get a whole bunch of extras as well. It's not like a Kickstarter with tiers as such, but it is simply a case where they are going to be adding more things if they're able to, if the numbers meet the demand. Because it's not like a Kickstarter, as I say, it's going to be released regardless. Thank goodness. But if they meet certain numbers, then we're going to get things like a phone box, a lamppost, a fire hydrant, a mailbox. I was kind of riffing on some of those, but I think that's what it is. Basically a whole bunch of extra diorama pieces, and I want them all. But even if I just get the basic Super MUSK, yeah, you know what? That's going to be beautiful. So if you're tempted by this, you can go on over to Ramen Toys, check it out, put a pre-order down while you still can, because dang it, this thing looks amazing. And now it's got an extra wall. Up for pre-order now is the Spider-Man Gamerverse Basic Wave from Hasbro. Not much to report on this, besides the fact that they're going for about $25, $25.99, which is funny, because I was under the impression that if you sculpted something new from scratch, it had to cost $50. Or is that not right? Of course, I'm being a little bit facetious, but hey, if you like the look of these guys, then they are available for pre-order now. There's rumor and scuttlebutt that the big giant Venom is going to be $60 and Kingpin $40, but that hasn't been officially announced yet, but that was what was listed on some, like, behind-the-scenes stuff. But hey, until it's officially announced, We can't be sure. But nonetheless, these basic ones, they're up for pre-order now. Another little Marvel Legends tidbit that we recently got. Dan Yun posted on Blue Sky, maybe? Or wherever he posted it. It appeared on Model Behaviour Facebook group. That's good enough for me. He showed a picture of the Ghost Rider figure doing the Akira power slide, and he asked, what other characters do you want to see doing this pose on a bike? Basically saying, give us ideas, or more hopefully saying, we've already made one, so just start the speculation now. Because fingers crossed, we might be getting a Vengeance. Because Vengeance is just Ghost Rider, but made more badass, with more spikes and teeth and fire and awesomeness. Is there any evidence that that's what we're going to get? Absolutely not. Am I going to try and will it into existence? Oh, you're damn right I am. So hopefully we are going to get some more Riders figures very soon, and hopefully they might be big saber-toothed flaming skull boys. Time's going to tell. And speaking of difficult to resist, Hot Toys Agent Venom. This wasn't on my bingo card for 2025, but just take a look at this, $280. Those prices they're creeping up. Luckily, I'm not a big-time 1/6 scale collector, otherwise my wallet would be screaming at the sight of this, especially because it recently saw the Superior Spider-Man as well, and it went, no, Dave, don't, you can't justify it. But I can look at the pretty pictures, and that's what I'm doing here. Agent Venom, one of the coolest, newer characters in Spider-Man. Flash Thompson with the Venom symbiote on. And this iteration looks like everything that we've had kind of before in smaller scale. But being Hot Toys, it's brought up to a bigger scale. But unlike a little point I was making about the Gamerverse Marvel Legends Giant Venom, they haven't just made a small figure big, but they've increased the detailing to go with it. That's the whole point. That's what you got to do when you do a big figure. So this, you can see like the buckles on the equipment. I mean, it's funny, it's all symbiote, but symbiote buckles, I guess. But the actual texture of the Beetle-style armor as well, the belts, pockets, pouches, all that good stuff. I'm really kind of smitten with this. The goopy tendrils, the blade arm, all the machine gun weapons as well. Man, this definitely looks like one of the nicest Hot Toys I've seen revealed for a long time. And let's face it, Hot Toys, they pretty much all look nice. Whew. Mondo, this is why I drink. Well, I don't really, not heavily, but timed exclusives. Why do you do this? So they're doing a new Wolverine, X-Men 97 style Wolverine. They've done a couple of Wolverines already, but now they've got this newer version. It's only available for 10 days, and already I think a few days have elapsed. So if you want it, you better go get on over to Mondo pretty quickly. I mean, hey, look, at least Mondo don't have the catchphrase, hey, where the fans come first, because then you'd be able to be like, well, why don't you make it easier for us? That's why companies shouldn't do that. I mean, could you imagine if a company said where the fans come first and then none of their decisions were fan-friendly? That would be ridiculous. Nonetheless, though, this is an awesome looking Wolverine. I'm a little bit dubious sometimes with Mondo as to how the QC is good, bad, or indifferent for a very high price point. But certainly, if you just love this X-Men 92/97 aesthetic, this Wolverine is exactly that. And with the different battle-damaged gear that you can put him in, the different kind of accessories really do give a lot of life to this. So it is a very pretty figure. Yeah, don't need it. I do like it. An unexpected figure here. This is not the Ghoul from Fallout, but also, I mean, come on. No, this is Shi-Gui Cooper Howard. Don't know where the Shi-Gui comes from, but okay, the character's name, I guess, is Cooper Howard here, from GE Toys, aka Giant Exhibition Toys. So I don't have any prices or release dates here, unless I can find them when I'm doing the edit. Hopefully, we'll find out. Nonetheless, though, it's a gnarly looking Ghoul. All the cowboy gear, the soft goods and stuff, looks kind of beautiful. It really does. For you 1/6 scale Hot Toys type collectors, I don't think we have an official Ghoul figure. Stop me if I'm wrong. We may well do. But if you don't like that and you want to get a third party one that might also be a little bit cheaper, then this guy looks like exactly that. Just, dude, the missing nose just looks, always gives me the goo-goo jeebies, but in kind of a cool way. Mythic Legion's Dragon. Oh, he's just around the corner. Or at least the pre-orders are. Or Kickstarter. They've given the full details. Well, almost the full details. So March 7th is when the Kickstarter opens. He's going to be $550 plus shipping. And they need at least 2,000 orders to move forward with this. So it is a Kickstarter. It's got to meet those numbers, otherwise it ain't going to happen. And I think we would be living in a sad timeline if we were offered a dragon like this and it didn't come to fruition. But then again, hey, look, I don't have skin in the game. I'm not getting this dude, even if I had $550. Where am I going to put him? It's gigantic. It looks incredible. A bit of a caveat, though, that has a few people slightly disappointed, is that 550 is the base offer. So if you like the big flaming fire effect, guess what? That's going to be extra. If you want the wings open on the dragon, that's going to be extra. They haven't announced what that's going to cost, but apparently those two pieces are part of an additional pack that you can buy on top of it. So we don't really know what the final full price is going to be if you want all the bells and whistles. But come March 7th, hopefully all will be revealed, and then we can decide, well, not whether or not you want a dragon, but, how many you're going to get. Or you could always just buy 11 Maximum Spider-Man figures. I mean, come on. What are you going to do? Up for pre-order now is the Ling Hui Lethback figure. I thought it was Leatherback. No, it's Lethback figure from Pacific Whim. From Pacific Whim. Not redoing that. $69.99 in total for a big, chunky monster boy with some nice-looking UV paint on there as well, which is fun to have the UV paint, but at the same time, I mean, how often are you going to be shining a UV light on it? I think it's a nice little gimmick to have, but it's not like he's going to be glowing all the time or anything. It's a good thing to do though, because otherwise it is kind of a plain design, just a lot of grey and darkness, which sometimes doesn't show off how pretty the actual sculpt is, because it's a good looking sculpt right there. Should be releasing around about June/July of this year, so not too long to wait. So you can get your pre-orders in now if you want this big kaiju baddie. Yeah, because he does look kind of pretty. It's a problem I have with Godzilla as well. Like, I desperately want a Godzilla, but because the colors are all kind of dark and muted, it's kind of hard to really appreciate it on your shelf. At least this guy has a few pops of color that kind of bring out some more of the life in it. So I kind of like that. Speaking of big badass kaijus, we've got the Yu-Gi-Oh! Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon soft vinyl figure, timed edition from Mondo. Mondo, still, again, they're wetting their beaks and everything. $155, but pretty big as well. I don't know how much articulation is in this. It looks like a little bit statuesque. Not saying it is a statue though. Available as a 7-day timed exclusive. Wow, okay, I better get this video up quickly then. Otherwise it's already going to be out of date. I really like the look of it with the bright metallic blues. They're really cool, very eye-catching. So yeah, I didn't grow up on Yu-Gi-Oh! Nor did I grow up on Pokemon or Digimon or Bibblybobs or anything else. But I know there's a huge big fan base. And Mondo, they're cashing in on that. So let me know if this appeals to you. This is one that I'm going to be keeping such a close eye on. We've got the JFS Toys doing their Villains of Old Detroit line. Recently, we had a whole bunch of unpainted renders to look at. Now we've got a painted version of their Emil figure. And this has got like some cool things and a few little caveats. 1/10 scale, which should be, I think, in line with NECA, sort of McFarlane kind of size, so will hopefully line up with existing NECA-style Robocop figures. I'm sure that's hopefully what they were going for. I think the paint and the sculpt on this looks good, but I just think the angle of the photo might not be doing it justice, because it looks like he has a big head and short little skinny stubby legs, and I'm like, I'm guessing that's not what the actual sculpt is, but I think someone who took the picture probably angled the camera too high, and now we've got this bad view. So slap on the wrist to whoever was taking those photos, unless these are the actual proportions of the figure. And if that's the case, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed, because I would love to have real good-looking versions of these characters. And as long as we can just angle the camera down a little bit, I think these will live up to that. I'm kind of excited by these. Loose Collector has just shown off another preview of their upcoming Sasquatch/Yeti figure. We've seen the foot, we've seen the unpainted head, now we've got the painted Sasquatch head. And oh my god, looks so badass. I'm really excited for this. I think it looks so cool. Yes, it's probably going to be expensive, but I can tell you a little something about Loose Collector figures. They're worth every penny. So I'm very excited to see how this develops, because just the look of the size and scale and badassery of this thing, yeah, I think I might be a little bit sold already. We have an official promo image for the Masters of the Universe movie, and hey, it absolutely looks like He-Man's power sword to me. This is a good start. We have had some behind the scenes pictures of the Prince Adam actor in the real world wearing kind of like Prince Adam adjacent type clothes, almost like he's Disney bounding, and he's being escorted by a couple of cops. And I was thinking, oh no, is this going to be like a parody of He-Man? Is this going to be like the Barbie movie? Is this set in our world? But from what I understand, the idea is that it does start on our world with Prince Adam, who has been transported there as a kid. He doesn't know who he is, and then he discovers the power sword and then goes to Eternia, and we get our Masters of the Universe movie, which is kind of an inverse of the original Dolph Lundgren movie, where it starts on Eternia and then goes to Earth. So as a little mirroring, I kind of dig that. So yeah, we've got this first piece of promo art. I like what I'm looking at. Mortal Kombat have just dropped a trailer for their final DLC character, the T-1000. This looks so awesome. I just love that we've had pretty much every major awesome 80s, 90s franchise character in Mortal Kombat by this point. I just love to see them do a game where it's all these guys together. But the T-1000 looks wicked. I love everything they're doing with the liquid metal powers. You know, they must have had a ball looking at T2 and going, okay, what can we do in a fighting game capacity? I'm assuming they got Robert Patrick to lend his voice back to the character, and of course the graphics just look like perfect 1991 T-1000 Robert Patrick, and also just the sound effects. The sound effects look like they're taken, or sound like they're taken, straight from T2, with the clanging and the morphing, and just everything about it just gives those sense memories of one of the greatest movies of all time. So, dang it, once again, I think I might have to dive back into Mortal Kombat, because I gotta play around with this character. Marvel are giving us Wolverine and Spider-Man later this year. We've had Wolverine and Spider-Man team up before in the past. Wolverine's recently been associated more with Deadpool. Hey, look, if you want to give a character a fun adventure, team him up with the old Knucklehead. And I've always loved the dynamic between Spider-Man and Wolverine. They have this great sort of good cop, bad cop, but begrudging friends, but mutual respect kind of thing going on. I honestly think the pair-up between the two of them brings out the best in both characters. Spider-Man's humanity and Wolverine's savageness kind of play off of each other, and yeah, I'm always a big fan of their adventures. So we got more of those to look forward to coming up later this year, and judging by some of the covers and preview art, yeah, I think we're going to have some pretty looking comic books. Hopefully the stories align with the good looking artwork, because dang it, having a look at some of these covers, yeah, they look real pretty. And speaking of pretty, I got a whole bunch of random news today. The Star Wars 2025 celebration event in Japan has got these amazing artwork lanyards for their passes. And someone just shared all of them online, and I thought, yeah, you know what? I want to share these too, because these are just beautiful. Star Wars has always seemed to lend itself really well to traditional style Japanese artwork. I guess because so much of Star Wars is originally based on things like Seven Samurai and all that kind of stuff. So turning these characters into kind of feudal Japanese looking creations, it just fits. It works really well. And this artwork here, each and every one of them, absolutely stunning. In Artist Alley, a shout out to Fedorov Doma. Is that right? Fedorov Doma. Yes. This artist is just, I love him. Such a unique style. I was really taken aback by these Spider-Man characters, first of all. It's so fun to see an artist with a completely unique, unusual, original style do their own take on characters, and these are all just so wonderfully creative. I dig them. I really do. And then going through their Instagram page, they have so much great stuff on there. Different franchises, different characters, new ideas and iterations. Yeah, I was a little bit smitten by this. So if you like creative, unusual, just awesome artwork, go check this fellow out on Instagram. I say fellow person, I don't know. This creator. Go give him a follow, because they definitely deserve it. Today's cosplay cover artist is Vasiliel. Go give her a follow on Instagram. If these pictures don't convince you, well, then actually probably nothing will. That's pretty much what it is, just a load of awesome cosplay pictures. See, this is why I'm not a salesman. Nonetheless, though, she's doing awesome work, so go give her a follow. If you want. Or don't. You know, it's entirely up to you, but I'm bad at this. And folks, that does it for Good News for today. What did you think about the items covered? Comment below and let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you gotta do. You gotta join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you want to go one step beyond in supporting the channel, then you can do by getting yourself a YouTube channel membership. By getting one of those, you can watch and take part in all the daily live streams that I do, in which we cover action figures, movies, video games, pro wrestling, comic books, and literally anything else that's happening in life and the world. It's nearly every day that I can do them, and it's always a blast. So thank you so much, everyone who supports the channel by being a channel member. So you guys, I'll see you in the next live stream, and everyone else, well, probably just as soon, because I'm putting these videos out as fast as I can. So until next time, whenever that is, keep displaying model behavior.
Robocop.